Hello everyone, in this video I want to talk about Amazon Lab 5, which is aiding EC2 virtual machines and deploying the web application. Firstly, I want to introduce the progress of this project. At present, some part of this project have already been moved from local to cloud, which are S3 bucket, DynamoDB, Q-Service, also RDS, and RDS replica. Now in this video, I want to create some EC2 instance for web server and a queue server. Task 1, creating a policy. Task 2, creating a new role. Then we need to create two EC2 instances for web server and a queue server. When creating these two servers, we need to use the role we just created in step 2. Then we need to put the Dynastore application up on the web server. In other words, move the web server from local to the cloud. To accomplish this task, we need to publish the project and install IS and convert the folder we just published to application. Then we need to add the policy in VPC groups. The purpose of this step is to allow instance in the RDP and the web RDP security group to access instance in the RDS security group. These two security groups, which RDP and the web RDP security group, will be created when we creating web server and a queue server. Then we need to remove AWS access key and secret key. After moving the web server to the cloud, we need to test if it's working. Then put the old processor application up to the queue server. Then test the queue server. At the end of this video, I will talk about the two common problems we may meet. Also, I will give detailed explanation while I'm doing this lab. So let's start. We go to IAM to creating a policy. We can click here to create the policy, use the policy generator. Since I have already created the policy, I just show the policy here. Here's the policy, Dynamo SQS policy. In this policy, we have two statements. The first one is to allow DynamoDB to delete idiom, describe table, get idiom, put idiom, and update idiom. And we got the source from DynamoDB ARN, which we can find in DynamoDB. Here's a table in DynamoDB we created before, and we can find IAN here, just copy it. Go back to the policy. There is another statement which is allow some actions from SQS. As for the resource, we can have the SQS ARN. So this is task 1, creating a policy. So we finish task 1. As for task 2, we go to IAM roles. We can create new roles here and type the name. Go to and here's the role I created before. When we're creating these roles, we need to attach the policy we just created in task 1. So it's task 2. As for the task 3 and task 4, we go to EC2. We can launch instance here. Here we need to launch two instances, which is web server and the queue server. I have already created these two servers before, so I just show you the configuration here. For the web server, we use T2 Micro, and when we creating the web server, we also create a security group, which is web RDP group. And the AMI ID, we use Windows Server 2012 R2. Also, we need to use IAM roles, web server role, which we created in step 2. For queue server, the instance type is same T2 Micro. And we will create RDP group for security group when we creating this server. Also use Windows Server 2012 R2. The IAM role we use is also the role we created in task 2. So it's task 3 and task 4.
As for the task 5, put the Dynastore application up on the web server. Firstly, we should go to Visual Studio to publish the project. In Visual Studio, right-click the project, click Publish, and we need to publish it as file system. So we done this part. Download the remote desktop file. Now we're logging into the web server. Install IIS in Server Manager. Add roles and features. Here, I already installed it. Make sure we also install the Net Framework 4.5 features. Here, I already published it. If it's not published, we just need to right-click it and add the application. So this stamp is done. Then we need to go to VPC security group and edit the policy. Now I want to give a detailed explanation for this stamp. Firstly, we should have an idea of a security group. It can control the traffic between different incidents. So each incident has its own security group. So in this stamp, we should allow web server and queue server to connect it with RDS. Firstly, we need to find RDS security group and edit its inbound rules to allow web server and queue server to connect it with it. Now, here, this one is RDS security group. In inbound rules, we can edit it here. Just make sure allow all the traffic from web server, which is this one, RDP group, and also allow all the traffic from web RDP group, which is for queue server. So we done this stamp. Then remove AWS access key and the secret key. To do this stamp, we should go back to the web server. Under the folder we published, edit the web config. Remove the content of access key and the secret key. Save this file, and now we can go to IIS Manager to test it in this web server. Switch to Continue View, and here's the website of Dynastore. We just do some actions to check if the whole website is working. And we can finish the shopping successfully, so it's working in web servers. So we should also testing it over public internet connection. So we use the public DNS of web server. Browse it in our local browser. Edit the project name. Now we can open the website. So we just do some shopping to test it. We can buy the Amazon successfully, so web server is working. Now we should go to task 7. Put the order processing application up on the queue server. To do this, we should go to Visual Studio and publish the order processor and connect it to queue server. Here I already put the published folder here. We just need to run this application. So we done task 7. Now we need to test the queue server. Firstly, we go to MySecure, connected with Dynastore, and check the orders made before. Here's the orders we made before. Then go to Dynastore. Now we use 50 for the credit card. We quickly go back to queue server. Here, queue message received. Also, we can check the order in MySecure. Here's the order, and its credit card is 50. So the queue server is working successfully. Now I want to talk about 2 common problems. The first one is in security group. We already added the inbound rules for RDS security group, but we should also focus on web RDP group used for web server. Since all the customers will through HTTP to connect it with our website. So for the web server inbound rules, we should allow HTTP and HTTPS, and the source is any. The second one is policy. Here's the policy we create in task 1. We add these permissions. All of them are important. If we miss one of them, maybe the project can't working successfully. Thank you for watching.